Okay. What do you guys want to talk about? My name is Robert Thomas Preston. I am an actor, a novice director, and also I love cinematography, and I'm the current COO of Wooden Finger Studios.
Hi, my name is Andrew John, and I'm the associate producer at Wooden Finger Studios.
You know, Ty has such a fun creative process because when we first heard about the idea for Never Forgotten, I remember I was outside with Andrew and we were all talking. It was like one of those late nights where we were working on the graphic novel at the time. And so we hadn't even begun a pre-production process. We were in the middle of writing some of the scripts that Ty had. And we were trying to decide, okay, well, what's the script? What's the script we're actually gonna shoot? And all of a sudden Ty goes, out of nowhere, he's just like, hey, there's this one idea. I've actually not turned it into a script yet, but I want to spin it by you guys because it's about three best friends. They go through this turmoil. This crazy thing happens. He explains this whole thing, right? The whole log line. And by the end of it, Andrew and I look at each other and we immediately go, that's it.
Go ahead and move into happy birthday. Alright?
Definitely a contender. So yeah, I'd say choose. Yeah.
That was great. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
I am Teresa Gary. I am an actor, a coach, a healer, and that's what I do. What is it like working with Ty? It's pretty cool. He is probably one of the most grateful people that I've met. He says some of the sweetest things to me and that are so appreciative of what I do. And I think that's awesome that he can express himself in that way. You know, I mean, without a second thought. It just, you know, it's just who he is. I definitely love that, that he loves what he's doing and he is experiencing something that he's always wanted to do in a, you know, in a bigger way. And that's now happening for him is really cool to watch.
So here's the thing about Teresa. She worked really closely with Ty, developing the character Nick that he played. I think so important for any actor to find that groove that you need, and sometimes that involves doing things like meditation to kind of get yourself out of who you are mentally and physically.
Teresa was our acting coach, still is, pretty much for Wooden Finger Studios. She helped us prepare for a lot of our scenes and just a lot of the days on shoots. She was our acting coach on set too. When you're playing super dark characters like I have for a lot of the things I've acted in, it's really nice to have just some comfort and someone saying, go that far, that's good, but don't forget, you know, still be you, don't lose yourself. You lose yourself for maybe 10 minutes, but come back, I'll bring it back.
I think that that's what happened for Ty with Teresa, is that you get an incredible performance from Ty and you get a really amazing friendship at the end of it all between Ty and Teresa.
Because and I'm doing a little bit more observing and less interjecting. I have a few like nuanced kind of low-key things like what do you mean by that? You know, like I'm genuinely curious.
He's talking back to me in a way of being like, hey, here's all the things you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of like, that's interesting. I really don't hear Emil do that very often. So you kind of don't have to say anything until you have to.
Right.
So yeah, I agree. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
We gotta start from the top.
No.
Yeah.
Let's go through it.
Hey, Bob, do you mind?
Be a little bit smaller than whereas this conversation might be a little bigger.
You could do a lot to it as well.
Yeah, because this would look different. I mean, you have to picture. For it to make it look nicer, we put pictures on the wall. There would be like his degrees.
Oh, well, if we have the curtains, we can fake it outside.
Yeah.
Or we can fake this like with lighting and make it look like it's daytime outside.
Actually,
Cool.
I thought you know what I thought of was Charlie Bartlett.
Oh yeah.
When he's laying down, and he's like, you know, I
The
just
classic.
need more Adderall.
Yeah, that's it. Picture this. If we move from the theater to a diner, that's a huge move. Even though it's just down the street, we got to bring all the equipment, and we got to pack it in a truck, and we got to drive it over there. This, it would already be here,
Yeah.
right? We keep all the crew, and everybody's right here in this hallway.
I like the sound of that.
So it's more cost effective and less stress on the crew.
And like what Rhodes was saying last night, we'd be able to get away with probably less pages in a day if we did
Exactly.
this.
Yeah. What I was describing to him is that the floor here
Yeah.
would totally make sense for blood. Whereas if we rented somewhere, I don't know if we could get away with it.
Yeah, you're
I don't
right.
think that the
We'd
people
have
who
more
own the
total.
home, it'd be like you owning a home and then someone goes like, we're going to put blood everywhere.
Right.
And then they'd be like, I'm not going to let you do that.
This we can fucking like clean up
Yeah.
so easily.
Or we can just paint over it.
Right. Dismissed. Adjourn.
This is sweet, you guys.
I wish we had a use for all these different things, you know?
What do you mean we do?
I mean, for this corner.
Yeah.
What would we use it for?
For the did we take out the courtroom scene?
Yeah, we're doing it different.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So many drafts. I get lost.
I know, same here.
Yeah.
The thing, like, it'd be so quick. I feel like it would be just, we would do it just to do it, which wouldn't.
Yeah.
Really, I don't know if it justified. it.
Actually, you're right, because I remember talking about this, and remember it was like we wanted to leave it ambiguous as to how we got into the mental
Yeah, because
asylum.
if we have the gavel going down, you're like, wait, what was the verdict?
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's
know.
true. That's true.
Well, let's look at the police station.
Yeah. Thinking with this for the tracking shot of Jess at the end of the film, with her checking into the police station here, the only thing we need to figure out is how she gets the letter opener in.
Yeah.
Or if it's just an assumed thing and
It's
it's kind of a
probably-
movie magic thing.
Yeah, it might be a movie magic thing, because I'm sure she would keep that hidden, because that's one of her like aces up her sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Also, you're talking about when he first gets here.
need a picture of how we're.
What do you see in here with the entrance, Bobby?
I'm saying that. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, you wouldn't see that there's nothing there, so this would just look like the entrance. You just walk in. And then you just cheat it, because then you just walk this way. And then we open back up another shot. If you come with me now.
Come out here.
That door like that, and then we have this door here. And then we would just do like a shot, probably like this. Where we're just following it, look like we're going down a hallway now.
But like I said, we can keep the option open.
I was just telling Bobby, we have, the breakdown went up yesterday and I have 3,000 submissions.
Nice.
On all different parts. So
Sweet.
I will be
Good
busy.
news.
No matter what, even if we got a place, we should probably get the remnant. And Sarah, like I said, she's really good about that.
Yeah.
Get the carpet that we can use.
Yeah.
Right.
That way we could always all pick it up, shift it,
Yeah,
do the scene again.
Totally, yeah.
Pick it up, shift it, do the scene again.
Yeah.
I may even get some cheap and get 2 or 3 rolls of it.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be good.
That's not a bad
A
idea.
carpet, right?
We're talking about how that'd be a nice touch to have a blood on the carpet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think exact. Well, even the blood on the carpet, but it coming down his chest and being all over Donnie as he lowers him.
Keep one day here.
One day here. One day here. We've got one day in an apartment, in Emil's apartment that I may just split with something else over there. We get in Emil's apartment, that abandoned place, and we also find a room in that location that we can stage as something. I would rather have one day there, one day here, and be able to play with 2 days than try to cram stuff in this one.
Did you check out this bar in here?
Yeah, I did.
What are your thoughts? Me and Andrew were talking about this. What are your thoughts on that set versus like a real bar?
Well, I have notes from Guillermo. He's reviewed the set, and I think he's gonna like the lighting. I think he's gonna like the controlled environment. I think he's gonna like the controlled light.
You like the idea of it being by the ocean?
There's a scene. I do. Well, I like the idea of how black it gets with sound effects. I love, for me, audio is huge. It exists in almost everything, and I think it's pivotal to a film. And so the idea of the campsite and as much like nature kind of sounds that we could will add to that like creepy thing that happens at the end there, you know?
Totally. What I get from that is that this is like this quaint.
So if you got halfway through the bridge,
You're lost in your own mind again,
I've
huh?
gotta go.
Yeah, I'm just looking.
And he turns around and
just
walks
ignoring
the
me?
other way.
Yeah, symbolic.
Could totally be symbolic of him not being able to commit or finish the relationship.
Yeah, totally. I like that a lot. Another idea to go along with that. What if they make it across the bridge? So it's like a fake foreshadowing. It's like a fake out. Like they will get to the end of the road and then they don't.
Like a false win.
Yeah. So either way would be great.
You were right, Laura. This is great for a lot of.
It's got that eerie, you can still see the palm trees and the...
I don't think it would work if it was like elementary school and it had that vibe to it.
Where would you feel like putting the camera? Because you could, I mean, just avoiding this altogether could make this feel like a school because you're walking along a fence.
Yeah.
You know, like if you were to shoot on the other side, you're getting a lot more graph. Laura,
What if there was a moving shot like from the other side of the chain link fence was following us?
Yeah.
It'd be like artistic, you know?
How much space is up there? Are we still there at all? Just piece up there?
Yeah, go upstairs and look at it, yeah. We're all volunteers to work here.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we just
You know, walk over there, Tack, check that out.
be careful with the big beam there.
Yeah.
This is so cool because all wood here, a 2x6 is 2x6.
Really?
A 4x4 is 4x4. That's how old it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I mean,
We get a shot of the movie.
Really good feel to it. It's rustic, but it's really well kept. So I think that that's going to play really well into what we want. And even just Carpinteria, it's got that great small town feel. And I'm loving the vibes I'm getting so far.
I thought you were gonna say maybe when Donnie gets older, he like buys the property from his uncle.
No, the edge is the same. So the cheat would be done with the camera.
It's a cool spot.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's very kind of creepy. Yeah. You even put up some big C-stands to block out light.
And you could use all of this.
Yep, that's true.
Even that.
It's really cool with the mountains too from here.
that looks like this area before, and then you could film it over here.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
true.
You know, everything's already dying and dead.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That is a pivot. I know we have you twice in the car passing the road.
Maybe
But
one
if
time
we
I
had-
go in and check
If
it
we
out.
had Guillermo with you on a camera doing a morning run. But the cool thing about this, and Guillermo will probably say the same thing, is that the camera shoots this way. We don't know what's on the 90. So if we switched, we could fake that 90 is the other
That's true.
pocket, as if you guys were surrounded.
So my point is I think if we play this cleverly, I think what we do is that when you and I at the end are being held in cells, I think we should be held in jail cells. That's what Guillermo and I were talking about. And the reason being is because one, he made a good point. He said that it probably makes sense with such a recent arrest because you wouldn't necessarily be thrown immediately into a mental ward yet. And then secondly, the ones that they have there, the prison cells there are like fucking legit. They don't, remember the ones that we saw at that Pico Rivera place? They're like, they're okay. In my opinion, they weren't that great. These ones are actually legit. They're metal. Everything's metal on there.
Yeah.
Everything's like, looks like an actual cell, and they have those bunks, like the traditional jail cell bunks.
How serious did you think the job offer really was?
You know, how serious did I take that job offer? Honestly, I had no fucking idea. But I knew that I wanted to do it. I was actually in PA school at the time. I was attending medical school. I was just going into my orientation. And I thought, you know, this sounds like a nice offer, but no way in hell I'll probably, you know, go and do that. I just really wasn't sure. You know, Ty is very convincing, and he showed me just how much passion he really has for the entertainment industry, for making films, for making multiple different creative outlets that he has. I mean, the guy's full of ideas. And so when he really pitched this stuff to me and he really kind of nailed down for me, you know, what my job opportunity really looked like and what I'd be leaving behind and what I'd be accepting, I was 100% in. And I knew that for the rest of my life, this would not be a regret. This would be something that would put me and propel me into the future.
What does family mean to me? Family's not always blood. Family is a lot of the time the people that you choose to be in your life every day. So for me, right now I have two families. I have Wooden Finger Studios, and I have my original God-given family. Before I did this and moved here to California and really got on this journey, I think it was a matter of convincing myself that I was doing it with the right people. I've got a lot of walls up, and I don't talk about them all the time. But I think something that really inspired me was Ty's level of just like excitement and happiness and willingness and again, determination as well. I could not be here in this company without him. Like some of the worst stuff will happen, or like something crazy will be unexpected, or, and more specific to like filming or like our work, like something will just get like messed up entirely. And he'll kind of just pull you back to earth and put your feet back on the ground and tell you that you're worth it, you can do it, and you know how to do it. Just keep focusing one day at a time.
Yeah, I just hope that everyone in the world can get to experience something like this, honestly, where you have someone that's close to you and you get to work with them every day, you get to live with them all the time, and it's such a unique experience. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Yeah, I'm just really blessed to be doing this with him. Wouldn't have it any other way.
some epic documentary footage, one will look back on and smile, and laugh, and everything in between.
This is the day. What are your thoughts?
This is the day. Oh man, I'm excited. This is a culmination of a lot of hard work, a lot of dreams coming true, and yeah, I'm just all smiles.
What about you, Andy?
I'm doing great, brother.
Can't even see you.
Can you see me now? Kind of?
Yeah, kind of.
I got my greasy hair for a meal, and I don't think my face is any shots today, but I still dressed up the part.
Yeah.
So.
I have one here. Which one? Nah. It looks good, but there's not like
I think I think the original option's better because I don't think I'd have the kind of clearance to be able to park right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Nick,
sure.
Nick.
Nice. Good cut.
Yeah, that's what it would be. We might even use this building over here, behind there, just because we almost prefer that color palette. But we'll see which one will work better for Guillermo with this lighting. Day one right now is really exciting. We're just trying to figure out some good lighting and using the best of this area. We're at an old VA ward, so that's kind of fun and exciting. Trying to block Ty's first scene. He's going to walk in to reveal his grandfather in the hospital, and when he's going to be talking with the warden a little bit later as well. So we're just kind of doing some establishing shots today. No dialogue today, so this is an easy day.
This is amazing. This is the realization of a dream for all of us, and it's just going to get better from here on out, but this is a great way to ease into it. Shorter day, skeleton crew, we got a good team, and we're doing it.
I need a point of view of this dog. Beautiful as you want. Whatever you want. I'll
Arriving in the suit.
Oh my goodness.
They had fake ass sunshine.
Oh.
Yes, but they hooked it up. It looked really nice.
Yeah.
And so had the fire coming out so that I would stay warm.
Nice.
I was like,
they
oh,
improvised.
thank God. Yeah.
I wonder if we should go back into that studio space.
We can.
Yeah, let's do that because it's a little cold.
I think the staff on Never Forgotten was great. Everybody, the crew, the pre-production team, the post-production team, the filming team. I mean, everybody nailed it out of the park. I think the one thing that we really got right when we were hiring all these people was we found people who were really good communicators, and we also got people who really understood how to connect with Ty's vision, which I think sometimes is really difficult because when you're dealing with any director, doesn't matter who it is, they have such a specific idea in mind, and in order to get it, you have to have a crew who's willing to be adaptable. And if they're not willing to be adaptable and they're not willing to change, you're going to run into some serious issues with your continuity and with your actors and your actresses, just like hating every day on set. Yeah, so Rhodes Fire, she is part of Unpaved Roads, and her position with us is, I'd consider like the lifeboat of Wooden Finger Studios. Her job, irreplaceable really. And also one thing that she did really well was when we got, not just during the filming part of it, but also post-production, she was able to kind of help direct us in the right way to find the right post-production people like Tim Vincent, who did the coloring for us, and she also led us to Eric Schroeder, who ended up partnering with Sean Siders, who we worked with before on our past film Obscura. And I think getting all these people connected, these things only happen in this industry when you know people. It's the connections, it's who you know, right? And everyone knows this. And so it couldn't be more true. And I think that roads really helped us know people.
Ty, you look so pleased, bro.
I'm pleased. I'm pleased.
Now to growing concerns about the deadly coronavirus officially hitting the U.S. Here's what we know.
Our Bob Woodruff is here, walking through Wuhan Airport, wearing a 3-ply surgical mask to limit his exposure.
Out to Hollywood, many casts and their crew can expect to get tested 1 to 3 times per week and have daily temperature checks, all monitored by a production-appointed COVID-19 compliance officer.
This is the worst public health crisis for a generation.
To keep new cases from entering our shores, we will be suspending all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days.
How did COVID impact the production of Never Forgotten?
Oh, fuck. I'll need a drink for that one.
COVID literally, like, fucked us for a little bit.
COVID sucks.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, guys.
No, you guys really did great. I mean, yesterday was really good, afternoon. Today we're on top of everything, but...
Obviously, everybody hates COVID because it's impacted everyone's lives, so, you know, I can't even pretend like, you know, we have it the worst, but I can tell you that production suffered the most.
When it happened, I was like, I can't believe this is happening right now, because we just like started doing this. We've been prepping for God knows how long. And then when it started, there was times, I won't lie, I was like, we're gonna have to wait like a year to finish this movie.
Here's the thing. With COVID, you have like this overlying sense that's breathing down on the production. It's usually coming from the unions, where I can't just pick up a camera and go shoot, even if I have a permit there. I have to get a schematic and, you know, architectural plans of the building, and I have to prove the square footage and create different zones for different, you know, workers and for crew members, cast members, and separate everybody. I have to put HEPA filters in there as well and make sure the air is purified and clean.
You're thinking about a ton at once when you're on a set, when you're in a film set. Thinking about everything, especially if you're one of the people up top helping make decisions for all this to run smoothly. You're thinking about so much. And then with COVID, it's just one other thing. Mask, face shield, is everyone being tested? Like, how much money are we spending as a company paying for tests or getting this organized or So it's like, and then like, oh, this is Wednesday. Oh, this is test day. You do that to keep people safe. And that's the point. But I mean, I was so impatient with it when it first happened because it felt so personal.
Well, we got some bad news today, but we're gonna persevere. Production unfortunately got shut down because of COVID, and so we're all really bummed, as you might imagine, but our time will come. We're gonna film this movie one way or another, and come January or February, it'll be time. Be picking back up and finishing this movie. We got some great footage, and I just really appreciate everyone involved, and we're very blessed, and you know, this has been an experience and an adventure, so, and it will continue.
This is one of Ty's dreams, and this is it's an idea they had years ago, and it's our first big movie as Wooden Finger Studios. Like, no chance in hell were we gonna let this thing fail.
Thank you guys for coming out.
You know, at some point or another, we've woken up at our jobs and been like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I feel like going to work today. I should just call in. This is one of the first times in my life where I've had the opportunity to wake up in the morning and say, yeah, I'm ready. I mean, I wake up at 7 a.m. and I'm like on my computer answering emails immediately, giving people a call. I'm like on it because I want to be, because I want to be there.
Okay. I gotta block this with him so he knows what to do, and then I can pick up. That's fine.
You know, it was the most enlightening experience I've ever had, and probably the most fun I've ever had, because like I said before, it's just, you end up bonding a little bit more when you're going through something that's hard like that, because everybody has to work so close together. You can't have one person that's not communicating, because man, it'll just fall apart.
Do you want cream or sugar, Will?
And action.
I try.
It's exciting. I got a scene tonight, and just been kind of managing things from in my little command center.
The best piece of advice that I got is probably going to sound really cheesy, and something that we've all heard, but it's the one thing that I actually can say is like so true to my own life, which is don't give up. I can't tell you how many times I thought, and I truly do mean this, I hope somebody, whoever's watching this at home, takes this to heart. I had so many moments where in the middle of production, even with Obscura, that I was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't know if I can keep going on, especially when I was trying to finish production, and I almost gave up on it.
You'll get Bobby in delivery.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it can be perceived, it's ambiguous. It can be perceived that way, but...
Okay. What do you think about those little shells? I kind of like that. Maybe I would just split the difference.
Oh, you know, another thing we could do is you could say, you want a drink?
And by luck would have it, when I ran into Ty in Southern Oregon, that one weird fateful day, and he asked me to meet him at a bar and, you know, offered me this job, I was like, I can't pass this up because I don't want to give up yet.
Where like I've been defending him the whole time, and now it's like I have reason to believe that he's being shady. Yep. And I am actually like kind of getting in his face as much as he's getting in mine.
Right.
Yeah.
That's perfect. If that's the case, we should move camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's definitely how I'm seeing this.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If this is the moment that you actually
this is a big moment for my character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we need to be over there.
Okay. Because this is more my character's moment than Bobby's.
Absolutely.
Bobby has had enough intimidation moments. Yeah. This is my moment where I meet him where he's at. We want to show some humanity with you. Right. But we also want to show that side of you that's just sociopathic, that's just doesn't have empathy for anybody. That emotional disconnect. So let's do it.
I keep talking about it, but going back to to the people who support you, and are genuinely holding your hands, like walking you through sometimes the fire. Yeah, there's just like, I can't tell you how blessed we are. I love Wooden Finger Studios. I love so much about it. It's one of I could make a huge list. It would all start with and end with, I love Wooden Finger Studios.
Tell you a bit about myself. Well, my name is Ty Gordon. I'm the president and CEO of Wooden Finger Studios, and basically the big idea guy. And I oversee operations as well as creative development and developing our movies and our ancillary projects as well. And just managing my team of great people. And it's just a blast each and every day that I can do this. It's a dream come true for me. And wanted to do this for a long time, but I just didn't have the right team to really get this plane off the ground in the way that I wanted it to be. And now that I do, it's just each day is a blessing, and I'm loving every minute of it.
You mentioned your grandfather and the origin of the namesake of Wooden Finger. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the origin and the namesake of Wooden Finger Studios. It all started when my dad was a young boy. I think he was about 15, if I'm not mistaken. And he went on a Boy Scout outing trip with him and my grandfather, as well as my two uncles, his two brothers. And sure enough, my dad was there whittling a piece of wood and came to a knot in the wood, and the knife slipped and he cut off the tip of his finger. And so from there, you know, his trip was more or less ruined, or so it would seem. But my Fafa, my grandpa Fred, my dad's dad, kind of came to the rescue. And he wanted to brighten up my dad's day by carving him a wooden finger to commemorate the Boy Scout outing. And I remember time and time again, I would ask him, I would say, "Dad, can I have this wooden finger?" And he'd say, "No, Ty, Fafa made that for me." And I'd ask him again, I said, "Dad, can I have this wooden finger? I really want it. I'm drawn to it for some reason. I love it." And he said, "No, Ty, but you know what? I bet you if you ask your Fafa, he would make you your own." So I was up in a tree hanging out, and Fafa was on the bank of the creek. And he was whittling away this my very own wooden finger. So sure enough, he finished whittling my very own wooden finger, and then he presented it to me at the end of the day. And this is the wooden finger, live and in the flesh, or live and in the wood, I should say. And it says Tyler Gordon on his 10th birthday, July 26, 2000, with and it says Fafa with a heart with an arrow through it. So I still cherish this to this day, and it's sitting on my bookshelf proudly, just as a constant reminder of who he was to me, and how his memory is still alive, and how he's the spirit of our company, and we all work really hard, and we do a really amazing work, and I'm proud of everyone involved. Why did I decide to start Wooden Finger Studios? Well, filmmaking and storytelling has always been a passion of mine. I remember when I was a young boy, I just fell in love with telling stories verbally. And there was a point in time when my mom invited this woman over to my house, and I had no idea who she was, but my mom just said, "This is my friend Robin from the East Coast." And Robin took an interesting interest, if you will, into myself and my sister Paige. And again, we didn't know who she was. We just knew she was this cordial, nice lady who was a friend of our mom's. And she began to kind of pick my brain. You know, "Ty, what do you like doing? What are you into?" And I said, "You know, I really like telling stories. I've always liked it." I mean, granted, I was probably 11, 12 at the time, so I was a youngster. But she asked me, you know, what do you love
the most. And I said, as far as what the activities is storytelling. And so sure enough, me and her sat down together, and I verbalized this story. It was a dog sled story, and it was like kind of a neo-noir kind of dark thriller, which was kind of crazy coming from me and my 11-year-old mind. But she proceeded to transcribe everything on the computer, and it was in that moment when I was a young kid that I knew that I wanted to continue telling stories. And so I came to a point in my life journey where I just connected the dots, and I said, I want to tell stories. I want to do it through the medium of film. But tracing back to my story, it's a very peculiar thing, because we're like, okay, we've never seen this lady before. We see her and she's all interested in us. What's the deal with that? So I asked my mom, and she said, that was my sister, Robin. My mom's adopted, so she never knew her sister. And she was able to connect with her and have her over. And it was in that moment that I realized that I was a natural-born storyteller, and I just wanted to do this just for the rest of my life. And so that's how I wanted to tell stories through the medium of film. And I knew that I needed a good platform to do it, and some good people beside me to bring my visions to life. Thus, Wooden Finger Studios and the inception of my company, and just where we're at today, where we've been able to get to. So, as I was mentioning, we're about 3 years away from the inception in 2019 of my company. But the whole while, I just thought, this is a movie that needs to be made, a story that needs to be told. And so I was just holding on to this story for many, many years until we ultimately filmed it in 2021. And believe it or not, the original story, this was before I decided to act. And I was already casting different actors in my mind's eye. And my character, Nick Graves, was going to be portrayed by Robert Downey Jr. That's the vision I saw in my mind's eye. And it wasn't until I decided to act, and we as a collective decided that this would be our first feature film together. I executive produced Obscura, and these guys acted in it. Bobby directed, but this would actually be the first feature film that we all did together under the same company. And it just has so much just meatiness to the story, so much suspense, so much drama of these three friends tied up in this thing that just haunts them to no end and leads them to a place of just completely unraveling and not knowing what's real, what's not knowing who to trust. And it all amounts to just an epic conclusion. And I'm very proud of the work that everyone did, and I just really love how it all turned out.
Next question.
There's a bug that flew over my face.
Oh my god, a bug? No way. Jesus Christ.
It's a good question. My favorite memory making Never Forgotten would have to be February 7th, 2021, the day we wrapped. And that was just an amazing day in every sense of the word. I remember we were filming a very pivotal scene, a very actually climactic scene in the movie, and I'm not going to spoil it for those of you who haven't seen it, but it was just the perfect ending to our film shoot. And I remember vividly, just once we filmed that movie, I was at a loss for words, and I didn't quite know how to take it in. It was all so surreal and felt just incredible. And then I heard Bobby say, "That's a wrap on Never Forgotten." And it was like that pretty much put the bow on the whole deal. Sure enough, it was just one of the most, if not the most, memorable nights in my entire life. How did I balance my responsibilities between actor, director, and writer? So really, the idea is to have everyone on set buy in, cast and crew alike. When you're able to do that, when you're able to treat everyone with kindness and respect and really value what they bring to the production, you find that people want to do that. They don't want to dig their heels in for creative differences. They really want to get behind the unified vision of the film because you feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself. And that's a really beautiful thing. I think it kind of speaks to human nature, that we all want to be part of something bigger than ourselves. We all want unity. We all want harmony. And it's just very, very important that you have that on a film set. And I think we just really nailed that. We really knocked it out of the park. And I knew going into it that I wanted to wear multiple hats because I wanted to have that creative authority on multiple facets of production within multiple roles. And but I knew that I couldn't do it without a team. And unlike just a director, just an actor, or just a writer, or just a producer, I had to balance all of them. And part of that is kind of putting some into one bucket, putting some into another, and relying on your team to kind of augment the rest and to help carry the way. So I felt like I did really good at that as an individual, and that we did really well at that as a unit, as a collective. So a few words on Wooden Finger Studios. I just think that day in and day out is an absolute blessing, waking up and getting to work with these people, and people that I love, know, and trust. And I just feel that we have something very, very special that we've created here as a company culture, with just the respect, the love, the kindness that we show each other, and then just the willingness to learn and grow together as a unit, and to grow as a company, and to reach new heights, and to do new things, and to do it all together. And it's just a really beautiful and special thing that we all share. Any advice that I would give, I would say, if you have a dream in your heart, don't let it die. Really just continue to nurture that dream. And what I would say to that is start talking about it. That is the first stepping stone to realizing your dream, is to begin to verbalize to people what you want. The second component that follows that and complements that perfectly is creating a good team. A team that's going to support you, that's going to hold you up, that's going to each bring their own unique strengths and weaknesses. But the beauty of our strengths and weaknesses as individuals is when you come together as a collective, one person's strength perfectly augments another person's weakness. And when we're able to all utilize our strengths as a collective, we're just an unstoppable force. But it starts with telling people what you want, and just having the wherewithal to stick it out until you find a team, and then you just see your vision through. Well, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Really, the idea just came to me back in 2016, and I was just dying to make it into a movie, and I just needed the right resources, the right know-how, and through a lot of hard work and good choices, we were able to put together an amazing team. can't do it all yourself. No one ever made a movie by themselves. You have to relent, you have to trust your team, and you have to just continue driving it home until the finish line, and don't stop and don't quit until you get there.
All these years. You hid this from me for 10 years, Nick.
You know, a little birdie told me you were going to a movie and not inviting me.
You know what? He was never a real friend to us. He's never a real fucking person.
Donnie didn't say or do anything. You're delusional.
Did your dad do that to you? Some stuff that should just stay just between us three.